Clause 22 of PAM contract discuss about damages for non-completions. There are 3 sub-clauses. The relevant statements are given here. You may also refer to the PAM contract 2018 for the full statements. The details are summarized in this slide. Before we discuss about this, let us first establish what is non-completions. For a typical project, upon possession of the site, the contractor will need to execute the work diligently and ensure the works as stipulated in the contract to complete on time. We have mentioned about this previously, that the date of commencement and the completion dates will be clearly specified. The contractor will need to abide to the completion date. In the case that there are certain reasons leads to the delay of the construction work, the contractor cannot deliver the work on time. That means it is non-completions. There will be consequences due to the non-completions by the contractor, and this is to be discussed in Clause 22. First is about the liquidated damages and the certificate of non-completions. When the contractor fails to complete the work by the completion date, the architect will need to issue a certificate of non-completions. This incurs the liquidated damages for the period starting from the completion date which was initially set to the date of practical completions. Now, what is the liquidated damages? In short form, it is normally referred as LD or LAD. LD stands for the liquidated damage, and LAD stands for the liquidated and uncertain damage. In a simpler term, it is a penalty to the contractor for non-completions. The amount of the penalty will be stated in the appendix. The rate will be counted per day. The longer the delay, the heavier the penalty. Now the durations for these liquidated damages, it will be starting from the initial completion date until the project has been fully completed. With that, by all means, contractor will have to ensure the work is completed on time. If the project delay, the contractor should try his best to shorten the delay in order to minimize the liquidated damages. Now let's say the project has been delayed, certificate of non-completions has been issued, liquidated damages will be imposed onto the contractor. The relevant sum may be recovered by the employer from the contractor through one of the following means. It can be in the form of the debt of the contractors to the employer, or the employer may deduct the sum from any monies that which is supposed to pay to the contractor, or the employer may acquire the relevant sum from the performance bond. When the employer is deducting money as the liquidated damages, written notification should be given to the contractor. It is so that the contractor is aware of the relevant deductions is actually due to the liquidated damages. Now let us look back at the typical timeline for a project. Non-completion happens when the contractor is unable to finish the work by the date of completions. As a result, a certificate of non-completions will be issued. Upon issuing this certificate of non-completions, by default the liquidated damage shall trigger. In the case that there is reasonable reasons for the delay, extension of time may be granted. With that, architect may issue the certificate of extensions of time. When this certificate is issued, that means the completion date now has been revised. There will be a new completion date, and this should revoke the certificate of non-completions previously issued. That means technically, when there is an extension of time, the completion date has not been exceeded, as the new completion date have been shifted forward, and the contractor should try his best to complete the work before the new completion dates. This extension of time will also revise the amount of liquidated damage entitled to the employer. As the certificate of non-completions is no longer valid, the liquidated damage should also be not valid. It is only when the project overshoots the new completion date, then there will be a new certificate of non-completions. Now this liquidated damage shall trigger again.